Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today's topic is going to be Naruto, and we're talking about the philosophical references of Naruto and stuff like that. And I'll be having some of its best OSTs in the background, which I've collected like all over the times in order to discuss, in order to create a better stream. And now, just go through my intro video. So let's start, guys. So today's topic, it's one of the topics which is very important for me, because this is one of the anime series I've liked the most, because I've not actually seen a lot of anime content in my life, uh, but my preference have always, like, one of the best animes has been Naruto for me. There are many reasons to state that Naruto is a very great anime. Some of the reasons include the evolution of characters. It's a very it's not it's like it's very it's one of the animes which is very relatable for many people, because it shows a journey of someone who's nothing in the beginning of the series. Naruto is someone who's a naughty child. He just plays around all the time, and later in the series, things he worked hard, and it actually is a series which has impacted many people. One of the reasons why I really feel Naruto is something something really different than other animes, is because there's no absolute villain in this series. Time and again, whenever we feel that this person is bad, they themselves do changes in order to make us believe that it is actually the way the world was, the way the people were behaving, the way he was thinking, which made him rotten. And everybody, in fact, in the series, it taught us something much more than something simple. It it's a series which talks about importance of dreams in life. It talks about how revenge can be unsatisfying. It talks about how we can be wrong about people, because there's a very great quote of Itachi Uchiha. It says, which is which is clearly that which very clearly says this fact that we don't really know who we are until the end of our lives, because I've thought over it a lot, like, why did Itachi say this? And I actually sort of decoded it. Itachi might have said this because he believes that till the end of till the end of our lives we have time to correct ourselves, because in Naruto is one of the series in which the villains changed. And in fact, there's a quote by Jiraiya which complements this Itachi's quote in many ways. He said that it's really important the way you die. The most important thing in Shinobi's life is the way he dies, and because that's how almost all the characters, because at the end they really knew a lot, They changed a lot. Their beliefs were changed towards the end of their lives, and that really moved me, because it made me believe that everyone from their point of view wanted peace. It's just the way they wanted peace was different. They were wrong sometimes. They had their own philosophies, they had their own ideas, and they wanted people to believe in their ideas, and just for the sake of their ideas they did something which might be correct or wrong, but their intentions were always correct. So that's why I feel that this series is very awesome. Some of its quotes are like very deep. They have a very deep meaning. So some of the philosophies in Naruto series are like, one of the most important philosophies which I realized after seeing this series was the concept of will of fire. That's because in Naruto series, most of the characters, they inherited the will of their master in some ways. In some ways, there was always the essence of the master, and in fact, the one who was their sensei or their master, it actually, it itself was a proof that the student is going to be awesome. Means we can see that there was a belief of Hashirama about how the shinobi world should be, how an ideal world, how an ideal ninja world should look like. How should a shinobi keep village and peace of general citizens over their own lives? That's how he believed. Whereas if we look at Madara Uchiha, he also wanted peace, but his way, he was thinking of peace. He always he things happened in his life that he started to believe that Genjutsu was a way people can live peacefully. However, later in the series, they realized, now what is important is they became powerful in their own ways, just in order to impose their philosophies. Because if you have a philosophy and you are weak, you are nothing. And but philosophy has its own importance in its own ways, because Jiraiya wasn't absolutely most powerful person, but at the end, the current scenario which we see, the current world, it's based on the beliefs of how the world should be by Jiraiya, because he was the one who taught Naruto, and it is Naruto who actually saw the pain. And it's one of the series which celebrates pain, because pain is something which is constant in all the characters which are strong in Naruto series, because pain brings in experiences which are different. It's something which demands, after which we start to see the world in a different way. It's something which 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 is just like enlightening for a general human being. That's why I believe that the pain which we feel in a process of any goal, that's one of the ways we can evolve in life. Because all the characters like Naruto, Jiraiya, in fact Nagato, Sasuke, they all actually had a lot of pain involved in their life. And one another essence which is hidden in Naruto series is this essence related to destiny. Time and again, I still not actually can actually believe that what Naruto said, that destiny is in your hands. It's in your hands in some ways, but if we look at the character Naruto, because his destiny was a sort of, pre-decided. I mean, like, how things are going to happen, because there was a prophecy by the toad sage that there'd be a blue-eyed kid who would come and bring peace in this world. And the reason he could bring peace, what was the difference between him and all the other ninjas, was just the fact that he had experienced pain first. Second, I believe he had a good master. The time he had spent with Jiraiya actually was very important phase in his life, because that was the time when his faith, his beliefs were shaping. And that's why I believe that this age, this young tender age, I believe the age how it's shown in the anime world, it's like 3 4 years ahead in the real world, because he was a teenager when he actually changed things. It was, I think, his 18th birthday when he finally defeated the tailed beast and brought peace in the valley, peace in the hidden stone village. But I believe that in real world, uh, it is around 25 or maybe 23 22. That's the age when you actually get hold of yourself in life. So I believe that this is the time when, before this, you have a lot of energy and you actually shape yourself, you have your own beliefs. However, there's nothing like there's no absolute something to everything. Like, we cannot always say the things you learn when you are young are only important. We can learn at later stages also, but that's something which I feel is like easier if you are young. So he was a young boy who never had parents, who never had family, who was very dedicated to become a Hokage. He had a dream, and he believed in his dream to such an extent that made him strong. He cared for his fellow shinobis more than himself, because he started treating them as his own family, because he never really had a family. He started treating his sensei, his mates, as his family. And all sorts of issues in general society can be seen happening in this village, and it's a very big series. So Mishashi Kishimoto tried his best in this series to sort of give his opinions on ways how people should live. People should care for each other, people should be with each other. A life lived for just ourselves is not a big life. But then again, everybody has their own role, their own contribution in society. We are no one to judge someone if his life is complete or not. I believe this. So everybody has his or her own role in this world, and it was, I think, Naruto's role to bring peace in this world, to live for others. Even as a Hokage, he we can see him sacrificing time with his family just for the village, because he treats his village as his family. And there's another aspect which is being covered, that getting everything is not necessary in life, because like many characters have been there, like Itachi Uchiha, Sasuke Uchiha, and then we have Jiraiya, who never really had a family, and they don't really spend time, like Sasuke doesn't spend time with his family, because they believe that their purpose of life is much more important than that. And it's a series in which which teaches us like how powerful a wrong philosophy can be. Everybody was correct, was pure towards the start of their lives, but how the surroundings behave with them, or how negative the experiences they had changed them, or what type of people were influencing them changed them. Like, just a bad Zetsu was enough to like manipulate Madara Uchiha, and then Obito Uchiha, and then like so many all the characters, in fact Pain, Nagato, Uchiha, everyone wanted peace in their own life. They never wanted to give up. The main basic theme of Naruto and Jiraiya means, like, both of them I feel fundamentally are very similar characters, because first of all, they're master and student. The way they perform jutsus before Naruto got the six parts chakra, I think, was similar because both had sage mode. However, and this belief of not giving up, guts to never give up. How Jiraiya actually did it when he was fighting against Pain. He almost died, but just because of this thought that I'm a student of someone who never gives up, it brought a lot of energy in his body, and his eyes again brightened up. His heart started beating again, just because he wanted to die peacefully. So this philosophy of never giving up and believing in dreams, and everybody can be strong in life, because in the start of characters like Obito, Naruto, Jiraiya, in fact, Rock Lee, they were very weak characters. Sakura was probably the most weakest shinobi. However, towards the end, she became someone equivalent to Sanin. So it embraces the fact that anyone can be anything, but it also says that there's a role of destiny in life, because just look at the fact how it was destined that Naruto Uzumaki is going to be Ashura. And it actually shows how mature people can be in difficult situations and circumstances. The village, Leaf Village, had a character known as Hitachi Uchiha, who believed in the peace of the village, and he was someone who never wanted war to such an extent that he killed his own family, his own clan, just for the sake of the village, sake of people. He just never wanted people to be killed. And amongst all these characters who were bearing pain and change in their lives, I think those who really are very strong, very, I think one of them should be Kakashi, and I think Itachi himself. I think these are some of the characters, and Jiraiya, of course, who are very strong, and despite manipulations, despite unfairness, despite problems in life, despite losing everyone you knew, they they stood by what was good for the people. Kakashi saw death of his father. He saw death of his both best friends. He saw death of his sensei, and he was all alone. He never lost hope. He carried forward the will of fire of his sensei towards the end. He never he learned from his mistake. He learned from Obito that comrades and fellow shinobis are everything for him. And that's how even towards the end he never gave up on Obito. And that's the only reason we see that Obito finally helped Naruto and all. And that's the reason why we see that things happened in a good way towards the end. We could defeat Kagyo Otsutsuki. But the thing is, even she, the final villain of Naruto series, never had bad intentions. I read manga and I got to know that uh, even she, when she lived on Earth, she was not of this planet, and she came from other galaxies. And when she came, she saw how peacefully and how good, how important Earth was. And once she was very polite and a good uh, being. until she got the chakra fruit and she became jealous. She sort of, when power dwells in, she changed. But the thing is, her intentions were not bad. Again, her path was wrong. The way she started, she started changing human beings into white Zetsus in order to build an army, and the army just was to secure her or to secure Earth from other Otsutskis. So even her intentions were not bad. Intentions of every person who once I believed was villain was good, and most of the characters towards the end of the series changed a lot because we have time till the end of our lives to improve ourselves. We have time. We learn by making mistakes. Every Akatsuki member realized something big just before death, and in some ways you know tried their best to sort things out. Conan, Nagato, and like all, we can feel that how the more pain we dwell in inside of us, the more powerful or more understanding we can have for this world. However, the path we take should be good in general for peace, and everybody has his or her own role in this world. If we talk character wise, let's start with one of my favorite characters, Itachi Uchiha. he when he was young, he actually saw a war happening. He saw the second Shinobi War, and that was the time when he activated his Sharingan, and he believed after that that war is not something good for people, and he decided on something that I will never ever in my life, I will always try that war never happens in this world. And that's how his beliefs were molded. And similar were the beliefs of Shisui Uchiha, who again, Uchihas are a very emotional clan, I believe. They are someone who love to such a huge extent. The love they have for their comrades, for the people, is so heavy that it actually that when the bonds break, they become so powerful because losing someone you love so much, it's very that's it's very sad, and that's why we say the Uchiha clan is cursed. They do get the power, they do get immense power. Susanoo is so powerful. Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan is so powerful. They'll get power, but on the price of their loved ones. So Itachi Uchiha saw the war and activated Sharingan. Shisui Uchiha and Itachi Uchiha in general had similar ideas. They wanted the pride of their clan to remain, along with peace in the village. Their loyalty for the village was very high, and that's how Shisui Uchiha, he passed on his will of fire, and he sort of these beliefs of Itachi were again, I think, were somehow molded by being alongside Shisui, who believed in the peace of the village. And then Itachi Uchiha decided one thing, that he'll be sacrificing his family, sacrificing his clan, just so that his clan is remembered as a proud clan, not as a clan who were going to fight against the hidden leaf. he wanted the pride of his clan, and he took such a big step when he was just 13-year-old. He was a prodigy right from the beginning of his life. uh, he was someone who was good at shurikens. Even he was just like 10 years old, and he was better than his own father at shurikens. And he was probably one of the characters who had the strongest potential in the entire series, because he just had Mangekyo Sharingan, and that too normal one, with the risk of being blinded. But still, he 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 was very powerful. And he he was the biggest prodigy in the entire series, I believe, and he had the highest potential. He was something I believe was equivalent to Minato in terms of learning skills. But the only difference between Minato and him was that Minato was based on, general chakra nature. He had Rasengan, and he had Sage mode, and Kuroma. Obviously, towards the end, he had Kuroma, and he had a lot of speed. But Itachi had Sharingan on the other side, so they had different forte kind of thing. But just like both of them were very prodigy type people. And Itachi, he actually made me believe something which is very different, that what's really important is not recognition of the people. It's actually serving on your purpose, and his purpose was to bring in peace in the village, even if he's regarded as a rogue ninja all through his life. He still, his the way he did thing is still not known to many people. He's still referred as a villain for the leaf, but in reality he was probably someone even beyond the Hokage in terms of the work he has done. He was actually living. He was with Akatsuki because he wanted to know if they are having any actions against the Leaf. He loved his brother immensely, and the thing was, Danzo said him that if he is the one who is executing the clan, then they'll leave his brother. His love for his brother was probably more than his parents or any other bondage. If we see Obito Uchiha, he is one of the characters who were very weak in the beginning, and again never give up sort of attitude, and they had big dreams in life. He wanted to become Hokage, and he had a strong philosophy, believing that comrades are someone very important. However, when he lost his so-called lover, he felt that this world is towards an end, and he got easily manipulated by Madara Uchiha, and he started sort of living as his shadow. He also started believing Genjutsu was the correct definition of reality, because what he actually saw in his life was something which he couldn't even believe properly. He still believed Rin was around him. So this series has actually brought in change in a lot of people, and it's one of the series which are entertaining if you just want to look a series for adrenaline rush, or maybe just for fights and all that stuff. And it's also a series which is good enough if you're seeing something, you want to know something about life, about because it's around so many characters, and it's a big series, it's a huge series, so every character is elaborate it to a lot of extent. So it's never too late to improve yourself. We learn from mistakes. Everybody has done mistakes in life, and learning from mistakes, we can actually improve ourselves. And we should never give up on our dreams. We should believe in our dreams, and hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. And there are some stuff which is not in our hands. It was never in the hands of Kakashi over what happened to his friends and sensei, because that's how life works. It gives you a reality check about life, about how powerful philosophy is in someone's life. finally बोर मार दिया मैंने. So many of you might be asking कि मैंने Kakashi Hatake का मेरा preference क्यों रहता है as a character. Yet Naruto is one of the series in which I believe all the characters have their own role to play. And Kakashi is one of the characters whose role is very positive in the series. There are many funny guys in the series, but what I really like yeah, it's arguable, but I believe he's one of the characters who never really did anything which was against the village ever in their life. Again, I'm not someone who is judging. I like the way he hides his face. I really like that style, and he's a very positive character as a whole. He's always with his comrades, and he stood by his friend toward until the end. And he always gave right advice to Sasuke also in between whenever he met Sasuke. And he has his own style, and sometimes I like to cosplay him also. So yeah, that's how stuff works, and that's it for today. If you like the stream, please try to comment, and thank you guys.